Alright. USA versus Europe memes. Oh, this is gonna make people so fucking mad. They're gonna be like, oh my god, this is gonna be so racist.
Punching a wall in the US versus in EU. Europeans, when they see Americans. No free healthcare. Europe is asleep. These are called chips, and these are called— No, they're not. We are not asleep. I feel bad for—
Yeah. I don't care. This is definitely a European thing.
You, said Europe. I don't even think about you at all, said America. Americans, when it's 90 degrees outside, versus Europeans, when it's 90 degrees. Who even uses Celsius? Like, how extra? Places which use Celsius versus Fahrenheit.
I can't stand the fact that Americans use Fahrenheit. I know it's technically the more sensitive, what is it called, temperature. I can't stand it. I'm sorry. I always use Celsius still. I do the conversions in my head and I get like approximates.
You guys are extra. Medieval Europe versus medieval Europe in movie/documentaries. Europe. Americans naming cities. Europe. New city name.
There's a Paris, there's a Moscow, there's a Berlin, I'm pretty sure, in America. Yeah. So stupid. It's so dumb. Like, there's a London, yeah, there's an India, yep, York, New York, yep,
Most expensive room per night in Europe versus America. Traveling to a different country in a movie starter pack. USA, Mexico, India, Canada, South America, Scandinavia.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. My mom and my dad brought an American friend to Moscow, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. They brought him with them to like have him experience Moscow. They're like boomers, so when they got off the plane, the guy's first thought was, hey, why is everything not like kind of gray and black and white? This is like a lot more colorful than I thought. They landed at the airport and my parents laughed. They were like, it's not gray and like black and dark. It's not like that. It has color to it. He's like, I know, but all the pictures that they had in textbooks in America at the time, it was all black and white and gray and dark. So like, you just thought like, huh, this is like really colorful. This looks nice. Why is it so bright?
/Eastern Europe, grass in USA versus grass in Europe. 25-year-old European versus 25-year-old American. I still can't believe Americans don't call car parks car park. What? Is that where you bring your car on weekends so it can play with other cars? No, it's where you park your car. Almost like an area of land. A lot, if you will, for parking cars. A parking lot. A car park. 100—
I say both. Maybe I'm weird.
Acres of pizza are served in the US every day. Who the hell measures pizza in acres? USA. How Europeans see Americans. I've got to embrace the flag. I've got to sniff the flag. I've got to lick the flag. I've got to wash the flag. I've got to date the flag. And I've got to be the flag. People who leave their phones set to military times are war.
You're not a real American until you've dressed up in the American flag, or you have like American flag undies or something like that. Yeah, then you're a true, real Kekona clapping American.
Criminals. How do you look at 405 and go, wow, I can understand that. Bootlickers, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me? Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12 actually. If I—
What? This person's fucking stupid. This person's unironically stupid.
12 actually. If I have a medical emergency, don't you dare call an ambulance. You better Uber my butt to the hospital because we are not about to pay $5,000 for a ride in the Wii wagon. Everyone outside the USA laughing nervously. What? Hey Canadians, have fun at school tomorrow. Hey Americans, have fun paying your healthcare. Stop guys, we're friends, remember? Children, behave, else mother shall have to give the pair of you a bollocking. You couldn't beat 13 states, let alone 50. Well, Australia doesn't even exist. Aussies are just spicier British people. What are flavorless British people? Just—
Well, I mean, they were prisoners, yeah. Yeah, they were convicts. that got sent over there.
Normal British people. What are Americans? Cheesy stuffed British people. The British keyboards have a special pound key on their keyboards. How do you hashtag? Hashtag is over by the enter key. Don't you worry your little butt. What do American keyboards look like then? Oh, as an American, I can confirm this.
True.
European kids getting ready for another school year. American kids getting ready for another school year. Rural town in the... I hate this word, bruh. Rural town in the US. A policeman is a...
That is not true. This is such a disingenuous thing to say. There are absolutely shitholes in America that look just like this. It might not have like the cute like stone, but it does. Absolutely. Rural towns in the US are not a rural. I wouldn't even call this a rural town. This is like it's like a nice town.
In the US, a policeman is approaching you in Europe versus them approaching you in America. To be honest, Americans are so funny. They're like, OMG, there's a concert near my house. It's like a 3 hours drive. And Europeans are like, what? A 3 hour drive? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to France for that. Australians crying in the distance.
Yeah, if you want to go to a concert in Australia and you're living on the other side of Australia, you have to take a flight. I don't know, man. It's pretty bad. Australia's massive too.
Invent a new sport. Spread it globally. He batted it. Invent a new sport. No one else plays it. Declare world championship. An American pickup in Europe. Why is it so fat? The American who...
Can I say how absolutely horrible it is that everyone has really big trucks in America? It's annoying. I think it's dumb. It's normal. That's an average American truck, man. Is it a Ram? Yeah, it's a Ram. It's a fucking Ram. It's a massive truck.
Fat. The American who thinks that America sucks is moving to Europe. Yeah. The European who thinks that Europe sucks is moving to America. Europe. Americans are so uncivilized and violent. Also Europe whenever someone scores a goal in soccer. It's football.
Lest we forget what happens to British women when what happens to their domestic violence rates after football. Yeah, like, you can't talk, man.
Oh, to be honest, it's kind of funny how so many Americans are convinced that every house over like 10 years old has a ghost. This house is 100 years old. People have died in here. Like, okay. Yeah, but in Europe, when they're like, someone has died here, they mean like 4 generations have lived peacefully and passed of old age in this home. In America, someone died here is like, some dude locked his mom in the basement and she starved to death. People...
Yeah, or they had like, oh, the mom left her child in there. It has horrible memories in there. Then it died in there. It's definitely true. Haunted houses in America are real, man. You can't change my mind.
People in Northern Europe with 12-degree weather. When Americans complain about heat. Europe. I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. We don't care. Get the bus. USA. I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. If you speak to us again, we will call the police. US sports fans. Mix us together in the crowd. It's all good. European fans. Me, an American, trying to chum up with the Europeans. The Europeans. 20-year-old American boys. Mom, can I drink a beer?
You.
No, you are way too young. 15-year-old European boys. Dad, I'm getting a beer with the boys. Can I join? America.
I mean, the Balkans and Eastern Europeans have problems, okay? They actually have an alky. Like a young kids do an alky?
When Americans make fun of the United States. Americans when Europeans make fun of America. Europeans to Americans. Europeans to Americans when they need military support.
That is not true. That is not true. A lot of Europeans don't even want military bases, man. I am of the opinion that sometimes America oversteps. Sorry, not sorry.
Military support. How Europeans think of Americans who have a...
America needs to stop world policing every single fucking country on the planet.
Carry license. American chocolate. You think you're better than me. European chocolate. I am better than you. Americans be like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Americans be like,
I'm gonna go watch a war movie.
Americans be like,
I'm gonna go eat an orange.
Americans see a tree rodent and go,
look, a squirrel.
Americans be like,
can you give me a glass of water?
Europeans.
What?
I can't believe America.
Okay, I don't want to hear it from the person that says, fucking, I'm gonna get myself a bottle of water. I don't want to hear it.
Americans don't use the metric system. Americans with 3 grams and a 9mm in their pocket. Europeans with...
I will never understand that. Why did we do... why did Americans, like, we do that? But we still use... for drugs and for nursing, like, hospitals, they do millimeters and milliliters and shit. Why?
Cryptids. What whimsical creatures. Let's invite them in for tea. Thank you. We'd love some tea.
Ow.
Let us celebrate. Americans with cryptids. This is the last forest you're haunting, you son of a... I'm gonna smash your corpse when I'm done. Europeans, when you ask them what they know about America, when you realize that the US is technically older than the UK, Europeans, when
I don't get it.
they see an American minding their own business. We are intellectually superior in every way. Europeans, strict gun laws. Americans, when Europeans find out that they created the American. No. Americans microwaving their tea.
You did this, by the way. Yeah.
Britons drinking instant coffee. Europeans. Let's make memes about Americans. That'll show them. Americans. I'm sorry. Who are you again? Brits making fun of Americans for using feet. Also Brits when they use stones for weight.
You know what? I had a British friend in New Zealand, and she said I weighed 6 stone or something. I don't remember. I think she said I weighed 3 stone. I was like, what the hell is a stone? Hello? What? Why do people still use stone in Britain? Why?
When you are British and your American friend says, let's play football, but then they bring an ellipse-shaped ball. I am a bit confused. The beginning of the American Revolution. You owe me like $1. You'll have to kill me for it. We're experiencing heavy snow. Massive snowstorm. Duh, more vodka. Looks like spring, eh? When I see British citizens mocking the president, I just remember that in 100 years, they went from ruling 1/4 of the world to living on an island the size of Michigan. So this is an American translator for what Americans say and what it means. I'm afraid of Americans. This is super real. Let's get
awesome, fabulous, great, fine is bad, okay, bad. Not so great. Let's get coffee sometime. Forever. 30 minutes. Yeah, this is accurate. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's actually true.
coffee sometime means goodbye, I like you. Or let's stay in touch means goodbye, I don't like you that much. Today I learned Americans call a knob of butter a stick of butter. Wait, we call it a knob too. Who the hell calls it? We call it a knob. What? Those Americans are terrible with all of their shootings that happen. Meanwhile in Europe,
That's fucking Michael Myers.
Americans, when you tell them European isn't a country, confused oonga boonga. American drivers trying to navigate the narrow streets of an old European city. How Europeans think Americans get to work.
What do you mean think? That's real. It's true. What do you mean? A bunch of beer, pizza box, some Cheetos. It's true.
Literally true. POV.
Yeah, it's true.
0.2
I can say
seconds
that, by
after
the way,
arriving
bitch.
in the USA. Americans. Why do Europeans think they're better than us? Europeans. USA. France.
Okay, can I just say something? As a person that lived in Europe that had these, I stuck these in my mouth way too often. I did. I understand why it's considered a choking hazard. I stuck those in my mouth, and then I do the thing where it goes whoop, and then it like goes out of your mouth. Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome.
Europeans. USA.
They're
France,
so
help
good.
me. France. Can't. I'm broke. It's against the British. France. What are Europe and America's views on gun safety? Europe says guns should be highly controlled and used only by responsible adults. America says if their age is on the clock, then they can use a Glock. How America
Hey, that is not true. If you're 12, you can't use a Glock. No
see
Glocking for the
USA
little kids.
versus USA in reality. Olive oil Europe versus
Wait, actually, that's not true. Yeah. They pack you like an honorary like gun when you go to school when you hit 12. I didn't get a school year when I was 12, so like I get it. I forgot about that. I get it now.
butter Europe. Europe every couple decades. Father, I crave violence. Aliens visiting the United States versus aliens visiting Eastern Europe. Drive
Is that just It's just stalker, isn't it? Yeah.
Giving directions in Europe, 1922. Drives on the left, drives on the right. Mixed. Average
Mixed.
USA hospital visit. This is horrible. This man has no insurance. I'm on it, doctor. They pushed him off. They killed him. Australian arrested in Australia. Australian arrested in Europe.
But that's not true. That's not what happens, though. They don't push you out. You just get into crippling debt. That's about it.
Doctor. They pushed him off. They killed him.
Yeah, you don't
Australian
die.
arrested in Australia. Australian arrested in Europe. European arrested in Australia. Toilet in Europe versus toilet in India versus Amber Heard's toilet. Speed cameras anywhere
That's an
else.
old one.
Speed cameras in Eastern Europe. How Americans see Europe. It's too far away. We can't. Americans simply cannot conceive of how gloomy Europe is. Wow. So UK is horrible. Let's go. At 19 years old in America. Can I buy a bottle of vodka? USA. No, that's illegal and irresponsible. Can I go $50,000 in debt for education? We in.
It's true. Yeah, I hate this shit. Yeah, can I go sell off my body to the military at 18? Yeah, sure. Can you drink? Nope.
Encourage it. American Impossible Challenge. Americans tried to name this country challenge. Impossible.
There's no country here. That's not a That's not a country.
Americans literally have no banter. I don't know what country this is coming from, but we've probably beaten you in a war at some
Brittany?
point. I'm American.
Atlantis. Okay, Americans. You're American is showing.
Civil War. America. I'll kick anyone's butt. I'll kick your butt. I'll kick your dog's butt too. I'll even kick my own butt. Remember that time it got so hot in some parts of Australia? The bottoms of people's thongs were literally melting to the asphalt, and people still ask me why I hate summer. For Americans reading this post, a thong is a flip-flop. A flip-flop.
Oh, yeah. Flip-flop.
Racism in Europe versus racism in America.
I remember when some stupid ass streamer was trying to police like Eastern European Balkan racism and even like some like Scandinavian racism, saying how horrible they are. And I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't, because you don't live there. Let them fucking figure it out. You worry about yourself, okay? Like, they have racism. You leave them alone.
Europeans memeing on
Yeah.
Americans.
It's
Europeans
the
being
culture.
memed on by Americans. Anti-curfew
Mind your
riots in the
business.
Netherlands. America. Europe. Netherlands. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the Americans. Europe is better because we have social benefits. That's only possible because the US rebuilt Europe. So the evolution of
True.
cars for USA, Germany, and Russia. 100 years in the future. USA, Michigan versus Norway. How the rest of the world sees the USA. Los Angeles.
I do have to wonder why Norway has so many metal bands. I will never understand that.
What? Disney World. Yeehaw. New York. Being bilingual in America versus being bilingual in Europe. I thought it would be
Dude, actually true. I moved over here and people were like, "Wow, you speak 3 languages?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Thought that was pretty normal. In New Zealand too. In New Zealand, not so much, because there's a lot of other, how do I say it, like other people who like they live in a bilingual household. But moving to America, like definitely, absolutely, it was like, wow, you speak like three languages, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty normal.
the opposite. No, it has to be, right? It's the opposite. Europe's so good they made a sequel. History books. History books if Europe had natural resources. Salesman slaps USA. You can fit so many idiots in this bad boy. Hunting in Mexico
True.
versus hunting in Australia versus hunting in USA. Everything's better with explosives. I've always scoffed at those. OMG, Europe is tiny post. But we just took the wrong exit driving back to our cabin, and we literally ended up in Norway and decided to just stay for dinner. So yeah, this just happened again. There isn't even a sign that says welcome to Norway. You're just there all of a sudden. I could
Yep.
miss an exit and still stay in my state for another 8 hours. Americans.
Yeah, that's true. How long does it take to drive across Texas from top to bottom? It takes so long.
Cricket is a dumb game.
Hours.
USA wins 1 match.
Even if you get out of the city and you like dismiss the part where there's like what is it called? You know, like when you're in the city and there's a lot of traffic, like even then it still takes like so long. Even outside of traffic.
Americans. Oh, mercy me. I keep forgetting I'm in the colonies. My favorite post. Please tell me that people in Britain actually call the USA the colonies. We call you the colonies. We don't call you the colonies. Europeans. I drove 40 minutes to the Netherlands for some groceries and then popped into Germany to see some of my relatives before driving back home. Americans. I was in Florida. I drove for 9 hours. Now I'm still in Florida.
That's what I'm saying, man! That's what I'm saying! I live in Middle Texas, takes me 9 hours to get to their top. Yes, dude, America's massive. That's why I always find it really ignorant when some people say, oh, well, you never left America. And I'm like, yeah, because the geography of America is fucking massive. It has different climates, for fuck's sake. The fuck, how big is America? It's massive. People don't understand that because they're stupid. Go look at a map and do the, what is it called? Like, compare sizes between different countries. It is massive.
I have a deep respect for Scotland because I was at an Ireland versus Scotland football match and their chant was, we hate England more than you. One time at a Germany versus Scotland game, some German fans started the stand up if you hate England chant and the whole stadium stood up. What did we
Racism!
What didn't we do? Does this mean that England is the US of Europe? Where do you think the US got it from? Go for a walk. The scenery will cheer you up. People in Eastern Europe. USA.
I don't know. There's something really comfy about Eastern Europe. It's like aesthetic.
Hey, we're going to make a League of Nations, Europe, and you're going to join it, right? USA. You're going to join it, right? But
No.
Mom... Can someone translate this? I don't know British. I'll do my best. Ahem. Hey, yo, ma. It's mum, not mum. It's chips, not crisps. It's fries, not chips. It's color, not color. It's soccer, not football. Wrong. Why is it cancelled in the UK, but cancelled in America? Oh, I actually know the answer to this one. American newspaper ads charged by the letter. So a lot of people would eliminate unnecessary letters like the second L in cancelled or the U in color. Some of these spelling changes were used so often that they stuck, and now Americans just spell some words differently. In summary, Americans spell things weird because of capitalism.
I still don't understand why gray is spelled with an A in America and gray in the UK is spelled with an E. I knew about this one. I'm pretty sure this is real, but I don't understand the gray versus gray thing. It just is. I don't understand it, why it's different.
Another weird Australia fact. We are the only country that ever cancelled a boat race due to the lake being wet. Please elaborate. The Henley-on-Todd is a screw you boat race made to poke fun at the English's Henley-on-Thames. The Todd River is dry most of the time, and as a result, it hosts the only dry river.
It's like a sarcophagus. That's funny,
The
dude.
regatta. Behold, the chaos. UK.
Regatta.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. USA. Colonies. But what about that shadowy place? You must never go there. Americans. Talking smack to the US. Other Americans. Yeah, we suck. Europeans. Talk smack about the US. Americans. America. Europe.
I mean, again, it's the same principle as like you can make fun of other states in America, but as soon as someone makes fun of any state, you're just like, fuck you! Shut up, bitch! Didn't ask. Europeans are not free. Freedom spelled with 2 E's. You can't make fun of, like, even California, if you make fun of California as a European, you're just like, well, it's still fucking America, fuck you, bitch.
Europeans. Universal healthcare. Americans. Europeans
Except
asking
Alabama, you're
Americans
right.
where. What's Black Shazvestovich is Europeans when Americans ask where Nebraska is. British cheddar versus American cheddar. Europeans arriving in NYC, wondering why the homeless dude pooping in a 7-Eleven cup wasn't included in their pamphlet.
What? This was not included? Nice addition, though.
Europeans, when someone mentions American healthcare, you'd rather spend taxes on guns than healthcare? Laughs in public healthcare. How Europe sees USA. This is how you.
Guys, let's be real. Free healthcare, it's not free. You pay with your taxes, man.
USA
It's
sees
not
Europe.
free.
Yeah, I'm glad we are just England. That's nice. I think Americans have spent long enough making fun of British accent. We need to stop making fun of our own accent. Americans be eating crayon berries. Americans be paying $20 for a crate of water bodies. Americans offered
Water
two
bottles?
choices. They have no real preference between the like 2 dozen meta. I don't think American
What the hell was that? I didn't understand any of that. Am I
filmmakers
cooked?
realize how huge London is. Because you sure have the London Eye and Houses of Parliament. But when you say London has fallen, what? So the Nando's in Catford is in flames. The Tesco in Peckham has descended into chaos. We have states bigger than your entire country. Europe, but without the... Guys, you're literally killing me. Well, thanks whoever made this meme. Japan, USA, fighting in Europe, fighting in Africa. The State Department nailed my girl's passport. Want to know...
Oh my god, they did her dirty.
The State Department...
Oh my god, they did her dirty. She looks like a cyborg alien.
nailed my girl's passport. Want to know just how big Texas really is? This is actually mind-blowing. I don't...
It's not real. Shut up. Africa cannot fit in Australia. What?
Get it. That's Europe inside Texas. Texas isn't actually that huge, is it?
Oh
France,
my God,
United
these people
Kingdom
are fucking
relations.
stupid.
England, screw you. France, screw you. History of the Middle East, history of Europe, history of USA. History of USA is like a DLC of Europe history. Why divide people
Yeah, it kind of is. It's like an expansion pack.
by unrational things when you could divide them by whether their word for cotton candy is valid or not? Examples: American English, cotton candy, good. British English, no, we don't call it fairy floss, we just call it candy floss, and that is valid. Spanish and German, sugar cotton, good. French, daddy's beard,
Daddy's beard. Okay, French people, you're out.
not valid. I'm sorry, the French call it what? Americans, explaining why they
Daddy's
don't want
beard.
free health.
Cotton candy. Cotton candy in French. Barbe à papa. It is. It is actually called Papa's beard. Oh my god.
Because they get to skip the waiting times.
Load.
Europeans with identical insurance at a fraction of the cost because it has to compete with the free one. Napoleon wants money for war with England. Thomas Jefferson wants to purchase Louisiana. British bank offers to lend Thomas the money. Thomas Jefferson borrows the money and buys Louisiana. Declares war on Britain with the Louisiana money. We can do both metric and imperial measurement.
That's a classic, though. Using your enemy's money to start a war. Many such cases.
It's not difficult at all. Europeans making fun of Americans for using imperial measurement. Americans running the 100-meter dash, buying liters of soda, grams of drugs, and kilos of other drugs. British versus American. Favorite, and spelled very incorrectly by the American. Prince
shut
Harry
up.
officially renounces British residency. Lists US as his new country on document. A literal British monarch changing his alliance to the United States. We've never been more back.
I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you can't denounce your, like, if you're like a royal family person, I thought you couldn't do that. That's kind of strong.
Afternoon. Hey, how are you? Fine, how about you? I'm good. You're from Maine? I'm rotated in Europe right now, so the 1900 miles away threw
Rotated?
me off. Yeah. Where's that? Maine or Europe? Europe. Where the hell is that? It's across the ocean. The USA shouldn't police the world. Totally agree. That includes removing troops in Europe, letting Europe defend itself. But I won't be able to afford all of my social policies then, because increased military spending. Wait, what?
Figure it out, man. You know what's funny? I think both sides would be better off. No, I genuinely believe this. Say what you want. I think both sides would benefit from this.
Why are these memes like on America's side? I'm British! No! Forget this meme, it never existed.
No, but this isn't like America's side. I think that it genuinely would be better off. It would. Sorry. Figure it out. America needs to sort itself out first, too. Fuck that shit. Stop fucking starting wars in other countries. It's accurate? Yeah. Silly Europe, we should be holding hands.